Hey everyone, I'm Spider-Man 1991, and today I'm going to be talking about the graphic novel Superman Red Son. This is written by Mark Millar, who you may know for writing Kick-Ass, The Ultimate, Nemesis, a lot of well-known works, and this is pretty much an Elseworlds story that he wrote about Superman that was partially and this is from Mark Millar himself, that he got inspired, that kind of came from an issue of, I believe, Superman 300, where they had a what-if story where if Superman's rocket landed in international waters, we had the U.S. government and the Soviet Union race to try to get to the rocket first. The U.S. got to it, but in this story, it's Mark Millar's answer to the question, what if the Soviets had gone to the rocket? Well, it's not the same story, but pretty much the way it works is it's set around the 1950s, and what happened to Superman's rocket was that when it came to Earth, instead of landing in Kansas, it landed on a Ukrainian collective farm, which was part of the Soviet Union. And so pretty much Superman's brought up and raised by the ideals of communism, and when he comes of age, he joins the Communist Party. He officially joins Stalin's inner circle and starts pretty much being like his number two like that. And basically, Superman is revealed to the public to fight for basically fighting for truth, justice, and the communist way, as they put it. All right, so pretty much, eventually this is, again, like I said, this is like set in the 1950s, and meanwhile in America, they hear word about this whole new communist Superman, and so the U.S. government calls on its greatest scientist, Dr. Lex Luthor, who is married to Lois Lane. Yeah, so, and also Jimmy Olsen is a government agent in this universe. So, and pretty much the rest of the book, it takes place over real time, actually. It does. It covers like the next 50 years or so, and it shows that Luthor is pretty much a great genius. Originally he does work for the U.S. government, but then quits and starts Luthor Corp so he can focus on Superman. Eventually he does team up with Brainiac briefly, but all they really do is just shrink Stalingard and put it in a bottle, which Superman is able to retrieve, but he's unable to revive Stalingard. And also, Superman is able to reprogram Brainiac into working for him, and after Stalin dies, Superman takes over the Communist Party and pretty much spreads the empire to like almost the entire world except for America, which is still free. And however, Superman does have other oppositions other than Luthor, particularly Batman, who was a Soviet, who as a child his parents were printing anti-Superman propaganda, and his parents were shot in front of him by the KGB. Thus, he swore vengeance on Superman and the Communist Empire, and pretty much Batman is just like an Russian anarchist in this story, until eventually Superman is able to kill him. Alright, and also Wonder Woman has a very significant role in this book too. She's pretty much Superman's main ally after he takes control of the Communist Party, and she does have romantic feelings for him, but he does not reciprocate those feelings. And eventually, during the final fight with Batman, Wonder Woman actually had to break free from her own lasso to help Superman defeat Batman, and because she did that, she lost her youth. Basically, she started to age normally. And ultimately, though, when Superman gets ready to attack the U.S., and Lex Luthor has the greatest weapon he thought of, well, not really thought of, but really sort of repurposed, because the U.S. actually found Hal Abinsur's ship, and Luthor was able to use the green power battery to help power a new Marine Corps called the Green Lantern Marine Corps, led by Hal Jordan. And eventually, though, Superman does make it to DC. However, when he gets there, Lois Lane has a letter that Luthor wrote and sealed in an envelope, and when Superman looks at it through his X-ray vision, it says, Luthor pretty much just says, "Why don't you put the entire world in a bottle?" referencing the only failure Superman's had. And Superman realizes that he's gone too far, he's interfered too much with events, with human affairs, and he asks Brainiac to shut down, but Brainiac apparently was never reprogrammed and just played along with Superman's goals. And ultimately, though, it looks like Superman ends up dying while defeating Brainiac. But spoiler alert, he's Superman. He lives on, and he pretty much decides to adopt a human identity and just live amongst the humans rather than rule over them. Yeah. So I pretty much just told you the entire thing of Red Sun. Sorry about that, but it is a very great story. It's definitely a good what-if look at Superman. I mean, you know, one of the things that's always interesting about Superman's origins is that there are vulnerable parts of it that you can play with. Mostly where the rocket landed and who found the rocket and stuff like that. So, so overall, I would say if you love Mark Millar's work, you should definitely give this a shot. I highly recommend it. To anyone, Superman fans, Mark Millar fans, you're really going to enjoy this. In fact, actor Henry Cavill actually said that this was one of the stories he read before working on Man of Steel. So that could explain the whole Superman neck snapping thing. Anyways, overall, Superman Red Sun is definitely a buy, something I would really recommend for Superman fans because it's an interesting take on this story, and also I recommend it because it does make you kind of want, if you're American, you kind of want to root for Lex Luthor, just because, you know, it's like, wait, I want America to win, but I'm rooting for Lex Luthor. That seems kind of messed up. So that was a kind of funny feeling I had while reading it, but you know, overall, it's a great story, definitely a buy. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I'll probably put up a few more graphic novel reviews in a couple of days. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I'm Spider-Man 9921 saying see you later.